Hi everyone and welcome to this YouTube channel. In this video, we are going to talk about the top 10 terrifying places in the world you should never visit. So before starting this video, please like this video and subscribe to our channel for future updates. 1. North Yungas Road, Bolivia. The path from La Paz to Coroico, Bolivia, is a treacherous one. The North Yungas Road weaves precariously through the Amazon rainforest at a height of more than 15,000 feet. When you consider that frightening elevation, not to mention the 12-foot wide single lane, lack of guardrails, and limited visibility due to rain and fog, it's easy to see why this 50-mile stretch of highway has earned the nickname the Death Road. While the North Yungas Road used to see some 200 to 300 annual deaths, it has now become more of a destination for adventurous mountain bikers than a vehicular thoroughfare. 2. Nagoro, Japan. Nagoro is a tiny Japanese village with one very notable feature: a life-size doll population that outnumbers the human population nearly 10 to 1. The toy residents are the work of local Tsukimi Ayano, who began making doll replicas of her neighbors after they died or moved away. The eerie doppelgangers can be seen in various positions across the town: fishermen sitting on the riverbank, students filling entire classrooms, and elderly couples resting on benches outside of buildings. There are now around 350 dolls and 27 breathing humans. The youngest is over the age of 50 in Nagoro, making it a quirky and somewhat terrifying toyland. 3. Hill of Crosses, Šiauliai, Lithuania. People have been placing crosses on this hill in northern Lithuania since the 14th century. In the benign, throughout the medieval period, the crosses expressed a desire for Lithuanian independence. Then, after a peasant uprising in 1831, people began adding to the site in remembrance of dead rebels. The hill became a place of defiance once again during Soviet occupation from 1944 to 1991. The hill and crosses were bulldozed by the Soviets 3 times, but locals kept rebuilding it. There are now more than 100,000 crosses crowded there, clashing together in the breeze like eerie wind chimes. 4. Island of the Dolls, Xochimilco, Mexico. Despite its history and status as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, Xochimilco is primarily known for its Isla de las Muñecas, or Island of the Dolls. Hidden among the borough's many canals, the tiny island is famous for the hundreds of dolls and doll parts hanging from trees and scattered among the grass. Although it looks more like a horror movie set than anything else, the Chinampa, akin to an artificial island, used to be the actual residence of a now-deceased man named Julian Santa Barrera. 5. Taylor Glacier, Antarctica. It may look like a geological crime scene, but the 5-story, crimson waterfall of Taylor Glacier, aka Blood Falls, is a completely natural wonder. The phenomenon can be traced back about 5 million years when the glacier sealed off a microbe-rich lake beneath it. Isolated from light and oxygen, the water became more and more concentrated, both in terms of salt and iron content. The water's salinity level, about 3 times saltier than the ocean, keeps it from freezing, while the iron provides the color. It then seeps out through a fissure in the glacier, and we get to witness the gory display. 6. Belitz Heilstätten Hospital, Germany. If this old German hospital looks disturbing, well, it is. Between 1898 and 1930, the Belitz Heilstätten complex, a 50-minute drive south of Berlin, served as a tuberculosis sanatorium. It also housed mustard gas and machine gun victims during World War I, including a young soldier named Adolf Hitler, who had been wounded in the leg. The hospital later went on to be a major treatment center for Nazi soldiers during World War II, and it was used as a Soviet military hospital from 1945 until the fall of the Berlin Wall. Today, a few hospital wards are used as neurological rehabilitation centers, although the majority of the complex is abandoned. 7. Gomantong Caves, Sabah, Malaysia. The Gomantong Caves in Malaysia are geographical wonders, with limestone walls reaching up to 300 feet in some spots. But visitors often leave the site describing it as one of the most disgusting wildlife experiences they've ever had. First things first, Gomantong is home to more than 2 million bats, which leads to impossibly thick layers of guano, otherwise known as bat poop, covering the ground. And don't even think about slipping, because the handrails are just as filthy as the floor. If you can make it through the river of bat droppings, you'll then encounter several million Malaysian cockroaches scurrying around. 8. Christ of the Abyss, San Frutuoso, Italy. Although there are several versions of the same Jesus statue scattered around the ocean floor, including Key Largo, pictured, the original version is located in the Mediterranean Sea off the coast of San Frutuoso. The 8-foot-tall likeness was commissioned by Italian diver Giulio Marchant in 1954. Marchant wanted to place some sort of memorial at the exact spot where his friend Dorio Canzati died while diving a few years prior, and thus Christ of the Abyss was born. The result is vaguely spooky, especially with the deity's outreached arms and upward gaze. The algae and corrosion only add to the effect. All of the statue was removed from its watery home in 2003 for some much-needed restoration, including replacing a hand that a rogue anchor had broken off. Regardless of whether you find the monument eerie or beautiful, or both, it's certainly worth taking a 55-foot dive down to snap an underwater selfie with Jesus. 9. Pripyat, Ukraine. If there was ever a poster child for eerily abandoned places around the world, then it would have to be Pripyat. Established in 1970, the city had reached a population of nearly 50,000 by the time it was entirely evacuated after the Chernobyl disaster in 1986. Pripyat has remained an uninhabited city since the evacuation, although the buildings, furniture, and all other signs of life are exactly where its former citizens left them. Weathered books can be found in classrooms, decaying dolls lie abandoned in cribs, and photographs are still in their original frames. The most famous landmark is the Pripyat Amusement Park's Ferris wheel, a skeletal reminder of what used to be. And now, following the airing of HBO's Chernobyl series, Ukraine's government has announced that the site will become an official tourist attraction. 10. Snake Island, São Paulo, Brazil. Located about 90 miles off the coast of São Paulo, Ilha de Queimada Grande, also known as Snake Island, is one of the most dangerous islands in the entire world. The site earned its moniker due to its insanely high density of golden lancehead vipers. Some studies report an average of 1 to 5 snakes per square meter. When sea levels rose some 11,000 years ago and separated Snake Island from mainland Brazil, the newly isolated snakes became hyper-evolved and hyper-terrifying to adapt to their changing environment. Without any ground-level prey on the island, the snakes learned to hunt in the treetops and strike at birds from the air. And because they couldn't track down the birds and wait for the poison to kick in, their venom adapted to become 5 times stronger than that of their mainland counterparts, capable of killing their prey instantly, as well as melting human flesh. What do you think of our video? Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button. Also, subscribe to our channel before you go.